A recent article showed that all students from over 38 colleges and higher education schools failed their intermediate exams. So it's clear that if you're starting a new semester, then in order to pass your exams with ease and efficiency, you need to understand the common mistakes that you need to avoid and what methods you can use in order to study more in less time. And so before we get into these, comment down below which study methods you use currently in order to optimize your performance and your time. One thing I still see many students do is take notes from their books or lectures verbatim, which means take notes in the exact same words as they read or hear them. Now, this is a very passive way of studying and taking notes because your brain isn't really engaged in the process, hence resulting in you forgetting that information at the time of your exam. Whereas if you take your notes in your own words, your brain and your memory will be more stimulated in creating those neural connections that will help you remember with ease. Here are 2 advantages of taking notes in your own words. 1, you will need to understand and organize the information in your brain in order to take notes in your own words, which will help engage your brain and help the information stick better. And 2, you will automatically be creating a summary of the information because you will need to filter out information and note down only the important details. Then you can use these same notes to revise before your exam. If you're a student and you aren't using mind maps, you're making a big mistake because mind maps allow you to note down information in a very memorable way and allow the information to stick into your brain in a way that it's really hard to forget. So here's how you can start mind mapping today. For example, you just started studying a chapter from business studies about the marketing mix. Now, you will first create a central image for your topic. So for marketing mix, we're just going to take a market icon. And then from this image, I'm going to take out 4 main branches for each part of the marketing mix. There are 4 P's in the marketing mix. First is product. Consumers need the right product. This could be an existing product, an adaptation of an existing product, or a newly developed one. Second is price. If the price is too low, consumers could lose trust in the quality of the product, or if it's too high, then consumers could be unable and unwilling to pay for it. And third is promotion. Telling consumers that your product is available and convincing them that your brand is the right one for them. And the last and fourth one is place, which refers to how your product is distributed. As you can see, we've noted down all of this information in the form of keywords and images in a mind map. And this is a way of noting down information that's much more organized and memorable for your brain in comparison to linear notes. And so if you're a student, I suggest that you start taking mind maps for important information from your chapters and for your exam. Now, if you want to learn the skill of mind mapping properly, then you can click the link below in the description or the link in bio to access my coach Sania Alam's online mind mapping course, in which you will learn how to harness the ability of managing any kind of information. Though it's true that our mental capacity and alertness is better in the morning, studies show that we remember more from what we learn right before sleep compared to in the morning. Students who learned new information right before they went to sleep had better recall compared to students who learned the information in the morning and then were awake the whole day with that new information. This is because our brain consolidates and creates those neural pathways to remember the new information while we sleep, which is why when we close the gap between learning the information and the consolidation, this results in better recall. So if you're a student, you can start to revise for your exam right before you go to bed. This way you'll be guiding your memory what to consolidate into your memory first. I still see so many students just rereading their notes in hopes that the information will just leave the pages of the book and magically enter their head into their memory. But that just doesn't work. Instead, you can try using memory techniques such as linking that are proven to be 10 times more efficient and time effective. So let's try memorizing some exam material from business studies. Maslow's hierarchy of human needs is an important part of motivation in business studies. Here are the 5 parts. First is physical needs, then safety needs, social needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization. First, we will create an image for Maslow, which will act as a trigger for the rest of the information. So Maslow kind of sounds like maze and love if you break it down. Now let's convert each of the needs into images. So physical needs becomes exercise, safety needs becomes a life jacket, social needs becomes a group of people, esteem needs becomes a trophy, and self-actualization becomes a ladder. Lastly, we will create a short story to connect all of this information together. So imagine that you're in a maze and you're lost. Now you start panicking when suddenly you see a heart far off in the corner. You follow that heart, but as you turn, all you see is an exercise machine wearing a life jacket. It looks a little weird, but you get on the exercise machine and start to exercise a little. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a huge group of people who have trophies in their hands start chasing you to hit you with those trophies. You run for dear life just when you spot a ladder. You climb the ladder and you're able to exit the maze. Now, comment down below if you were able to recall this story and then what each image in the story stands for. When you look at a to-do list and your to-do list is long and full of tasks like this one, you are likely to get overwhelmed and stressed out and then end up doing nothing. So instead, what I found is that works better is to create a priority to-do list. And in that, you've got 3 sections. The first section are tasks that are of highest priority. So these should be no more than 2 for the day, and these are basically non-negotiable tasks that you have to get done that day. This could be reviewing for an upcoming exam or completing an assignment that is due this week. Second are medium priority tasks. These could be 2 to 3 for a single day. These are still important, but not as time sensitive as the higher priority ones. Then we've got lowest priority tasks, and these are ones that you could do if you do have time, but even if you don't, you can skip them and do them the following day. By making your to-do list like this, not only will it be less overwhelming for you, but you will also always get something of highest priority that matters done every single day. And you'll still feel that dopamine rush of feel-good chemicals as soon as you take off a task on your to-do list. Now that you've learned the 5 mistakes that students are currently making and how you can fix them, the next step would be learning how to speed learn and apply these techniques more effectively so that you can study more in less time. And for that, you can watch this video right here. And until next week, be happy and be joyful.